Alright, this is the second attempt in solving the word wrap kata. The word wrap kata asks us, given a string, to cut the string in half whenever you reach the end of the specified columns. Sakto? So if you gave a string that was longer than the columns that you specified, the number of characters of the string was longer than the column you specified, then you would cut the string and move the rest of the string to the next line and so forth. Sakto? So the last time we did it, kay fail siya. We were not able to come to a solution. Unya, I think the problem was that ano sa may problema to? I think our choosing sa saktong test cases was the problem. I think we could have had better understanding of what test cases we would use also doing that. So here's my suggestion. Why not, before we continue making that, why not we, excuse me, why don't we create some test cases just so that we're sure we understand what will happen sa ato ang system. So let's say, for example, we gave a word and then the number of columns was 8. What would the output be? Word lang. Yes? Okay. Let's say we gave word, space word, and then the columns is, say, 4. What would the output be? Word. Enter word. Dili space word or word lang? Space word. Mao lagi, so magsabot ta daan. So let's agree in advance. Magsabot daan.
Apil man sa character count on space. So nice space.
Space.
Space word.
But it has to be consistent. Ayaw na lang. With space, would you like with space? Okay, fine. Let's say this, word. Yeah. So that, ang mugawas diri kay word, ana na pod. Yeah? That's not very elegant.
Pero dili man. Word is 4 letters.
Ha?
No, maguda nga yung word is 4 letters.
So, unsa man? Okay na ni, lipay na tani. Maning output dapat. Yes? Or ana? Yes. Sige, let's do this. Okay. What if word, anya, 5. Word, ana? Dapat na space. Na? Ana, gihapon. Okay na. Sige, what if word 6? Word. Ana, gihapon. Sure, ha? Yes. Sige, is this correct? Yes. This is what we want to do. Sige. Let's say word 3. What should this be? War. The space. Unless you can help it. Murag, you should not cut the word in half unless you can help it. So, in these cases, in our previous cases, we could help it because we saw a space before where we could insert our new line character. Okay? But in this case, we don't have a choice. We need to cut it at 3. So we need to cut it at 3 because 3 man ang columns nga itong specify. Okay? So it should be war, D, space. Enter war, space D. No spaces or kani na space. Unya kani wala. Oh my. Dili na lang ni space. No. Kay mo cut man ka kung na space. So, should we retain the space? We'll take the space away na lang. Kaya nag-take man ta sa space away here. Sakto? So, no space. So, no spaces in the new string. Klaro ra? Alright. Sige, so let's make our test class. Nothing test. Yeah, I like doing the nothing test first, just so that we start with a green bar. Always start with a high note. Green bar. Good. Let's make our first pinaka-simple nga test case. How about no wrap? Yep. Okay. So what should come out, assert equals, what should come out is word lang. If we gave our word wrapper dot wrap word and a length of 8, for example. Yes? Okay. Let's solve that. Let's solve this. Keep it there. Let's solve this. Should return a string. It accepts a sentence lang. Unya, we also accept a columns. Okay? We should function delete. Okay na? We should return null. Just so that our test fails first. We don't want to pass our test before failing our test. Sakto? Or else it's not a test. Good, fail. Then now let's make it pass. We should return sentence. Okay. Do you want to do empty string or no? Let's just assume that dili siya mag-empty string, or do you want to just for completeness? Do you want to do empty string? Not really. We could do it, whatever. Okay. Sige. So, let us do wrap single word. What do you think? Wrap single word. And then we'll say assert equals. It should be wo backspace and RD. No? If atong word wrapper dot wrap gihataga nato og word and our columns is 2. Yes, let's let it fail. Watch it fail. Fail. Click to see difference. Expected WORD actual word. Okay. So what we should do is if what? Let's return sentence if sentence is less than columns. Sentence dot length is less than columns. Then we return sentence. Sakto? Unya, otherwise, we return, missing return statement. Else, return what? The first part, first split niya, sentence dot substring from 0 to columns. Sakto? Plus our new line character plus the remainder of the string. Sentence dot substring starting at columns until the end. Yes? Very long line. We want to change that later. Yes? Very good. Okay? Do we want to refactor this immediately? Let's make this into a later na lang. Okay, next. What is the next most complicated thing? How about we wrap it twice? We wrap the word twice. Wrap single word twice. So see that we are progressively building more complex test cases. But we're starting with single words so that masayon siya. We're not looking for the space yet. So let's say assert equals. How about if you said word backslash n word, something like that. If we pass word wrapper dot wrap word with columns of 4. Yep. See if that runs. Very good. It fails. We accept a word, right? So what we want to do is wrap this part of the string also. Gets? That's what, muna to atong the progress na to last meeting. We would said instead of just passing the remainder of the string, we want to pass the remainder of the string but also wrapped. Columns. Yes? Let's see if it works. Oh, recursive na dayon siya. La. Click to see difference. Word, WRD. What's the difference? Why is this broken?
Hirap, mabalik ang RD.
Basta na yung nabilin? Wrap, single word. Sa'yo sa'yo. Substring columns. If sentence
0, 1, 2.
If sentence that length is less than or equal to column siguro. Sakto? Or equal to columns. Very good. Sakto? Kay para mosulod na dayon dire ang RD. Yeah? Naka-follow ta? Very good. Pass. Good. Okay. Whew! Happy ninyo, gipaningot lang tungod kay way aircon. Okay. So, let's make our next test. What's the next test? Let's start breaking this apart. Let's try word 4. You want to do that? Word 4. Or word 5 kaha. Unsay mas simple if the break is on the space or the space is after the break. 5 na lang. Mas simple siguro ang 5. Sakto? On the break na lang. Okay? So we're organizing our tests according to the simplest that can be solved. Haha. All right. So we'll say wrap 2 words. Space on break. Batia. Assert equals word \n word should be returned when we word wrapper are wrap that word space word 5. See that fail? Okay. So let's see what's the difference. Word, space, word. So that's easy to solve. What we would like is if there is a space on the break, then the remainder should be plus 1. Sakto ba? Ayaw na lang i-trim. Dili na lang i-include ang kanisya nga space. Okay, let's try that. Else, if there is a space on the break, sentence dot car at columns minus 1. Sub 5 ba na siya? Sub 0, sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, sub 4. So minus 1, columns minus 1. If this is a space, then how do we wrap? We wrap by columns. So we should, no, we can do columns minus 1. Dire, right? So wala na nato na-include ang space, sakto? And then, mo plus n na denta, plus backslash n, plus the remainder. What's the remainder? Wrap sentence dot substring starting at columns. Columns plus 1. Columns. Parera sa ubos. Columns ra. Sakto? Columns. Okay? Eng. Good job. Good job. Sakto, do we get what we did? Alright. Sige, let's see if we can finish this. Let's congratulate ourselves later after everything's done. Maybe masangit pa data and this will fail again. So next one, what we want, so this is done. Yes, done. We want 4 if kanina lang, I think this is easier. Ang kaning space is before the break. Space is before the break. I think this is easier. Let's do this first. Space is before the break. So it should be wrap 2 words space before break. So let's say assert equals word backslash n. It should still be the same output, no? Word wrapper dot wrap word space word 6. Sakto? Oops. See that fail? Good. Let's see the difference. Ang word, na-appeal ang W. So dapat we should find, from this first line, we should find the space. Sakto? And then break on the space, and then continue on there. The rest of the line. Sakto? Unsa man ni 6, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Space. Sige. So, let's take away, what we want to do is, considering the first line, considering the first line, let's look for the space. Once we have the space, let's break it on the space, and 1 character after the space. Next line na dayon. let's start one character after the space. There is a first line. Make sense? Okay. Sige, let's see. So, if let's get the first line first. First line equals sentence dot substring 0 to columns. Sakto? So, gikan aning first line, let's look for the space. First line dot last index of space. Sakto? No. Unya, if we find the space, space is not equal to -1. If we find the space, how do we cut it? We should return first line. First line or sentence? Sentence na lang. Sentence dot substring 0 to space. 0 to space. Sakto? 0 to space. Plus \n. Plus, where do we start? Space plus 1. Space plus 1. Sakto? We start with sentence dot substring space plus 1. I-wrap ni nato dapat. Sakto? Wrap sentence dot substring space plus 1 passing columns. Sakto? Otherwise it goes here, otherwise it goes here. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Aha!
Oh my God!
We did it! We did it! I think that was it. Sakto ba to? That answer crept up on us, no? Wata ka bantay. Very good. O sige. Let's try this. Wala pa taan eh. Word, space after word. Let's see. What if mo pass na no? Maybe, probably not, no? Let's see. Wrap 2 words, space after break. Assert equals word \n word wrapper dot wrap word 4. Aha. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Ito ko, no? I think what happened was, kay 4 man siya, ang space di naman maigo. Ginext na po niya. Dili ta gusto nga mo na lang ning dapat? Do we not want this to be the output na lang? Dili ta ganahan? Sige, then how do we change this? What happened? Do we understand what happened here? So how do we change it? We want to check after the break. Ang immediately after lang sa break. Do you want to check if Unsa man to atong gi-check diri ganina? Ni-check ta sa if columns -1. So, what do you want to check? If columns equals space? Lain na pud nga if? Ha? Ting, 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 ting.
Space on break.
Ting, 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 ting. Ha, 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 ha. So what's the easiest thing that we can do? We can add another if. We can add another if. Why not? If sentence dot car at columns equals space. Ugly siya, I know, but maybe mo work ni. Sakto ba? Mo work ba ni? Return the same thing. Substring columns until columns. Unya dayon, sentence substring columns +1. Yaks! Yucks! Let's see. Green bitaw. Aha! But oh my ka-ugly. Wala pa ta nag-refactor. Wala ta nag-refactor. Question, unsa? So, is this it? Do we accept this as our answer? Let's refactor. Maybe we can make this prettier if we refactor. Unsa man nato pag refactor? So difficult. So kung himuon ni nato og kuan, if we make this into a method, what parameters will we accept? Zero substring, break, first line, and then columns. So let's call this breakpoint, and then let's call this first character of the next line. Batia. Let's call this breakpoint, and then let's call this start at or something. Start at. And then columns dayon. Sakto? Columns ba ang next niya? Yeah? You want to do that? Sige. So, let's make int breakpoint equals space. And then we'll say int start at equals space +1. And then let's just replace this with breakpoint. And then this with start at. Yeah? And then we'll try to extract this. Extract method. Batia. Please, ayaw magana. String sentence columns breakpoint start at. Yuck. Yeah, whatever. What do we call this? Break string, break word, break string, break word, break word. Ah. Yes, I would like you to replace that. Yes, you can replace. Yes, you can replace. Yes, you can replace. Aha! Sakto? It doesn't matter. We can change this. Excuse me. We can change breakpoint with space. Sakto? And we can change start at with space plus 1. Break, dili lang break word. Oy, bati man ang break word. Let's call it break string. Batiya sa kuha ni sentence, columns. What an ugly thing.
Sir, di siya self-documenting.
Lagi, dili siya self-documenting atong code. Substring start at columns, breakpoint. Yeah, I think that's the best we can do. Let's hear it run again. Sakto gihapon. We did not break it. Okay, Ra, are we happy with this? Is there a better solution kaha, no? All right. Before we do anything else, let us try this remaining test case, and then let's see if we can make it more pretty later on. But let's try this remaining test case.
Sir, try to, sir. Parang word and 7.
Kanidi ay, Chingay, you want to do this first? We'll do that next, Chingay. Let's call this rap a lot. Assert equals. What should the output be? War, \n d, \n, were \n d. Yup.
Yes.
Kunya word wrapper dot wrap word 3. Sakto? Let's see if this is correct still. Aha! Happiness on our faces when we see the green bar. Ha? Kato na po. Sige, Jingay. Ano sa to, Jingay? Word 7. What should it be? Word. Ano, gyapon? Eng. Let's try it. Wrap. 2 words. Space. Way before break. Assert. An ugly test name. Assert true. Word \n. Word. Assert equals na lang. Assert equal. Word \n word wrapper dot wrap word space word 7. Let's see it. Eng. Process. Okay na? Sit down. Let's look at our algorithm. Is that the best we can do? I think we're going to call this a solution. Is there any other thing that we could change? Or we could change that to have Jedi, unsa ni kanang Yoda conditions. Let's not
-1
for now.
space.
Sige.
Ikaw yung answer.
Unsa to?
If space before.
Sige. Let's say that na lang change. Oops. Naka-caps lock deko. What do we name this if space space is na lang space is on breakpoint
Based on break.
is space on breakpoint yaks
Break with it.
space on break, and then we say is space
Equal
sama ni
equals
on
column.
after niya siya after break, no? If is space right after break. Pwede ra gudwa. I'm going to cut this video. Dili after break manggod kay right after, immediately after man. No. Ay, ano na right break mano na siya. If is space right after break. Kani? If space before break. Okay. Oops. If no, if space before, if is space before break. All right? Sige, I think that's it. I think that's fine. Round of applause.
Red.
Red bitaw.
Red lang ulit.
And stop.